All right, let's be real. What the hell is going on? Ben Simmons might be coming back to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's what's coming up on today's show. But first, we have some work to do here on the channel. New York Knicks Now is beating us by about 500 subscribers. So if you want the best Sixers news and rumors right here on YouTube, smash that subscribe button down below because I refuse to lose to any team from New York City. Welcome into Philadelphia 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Coming up on today's show, some recent reporting from Adrian Wojnarowski that Ben Simmons might be reporting back to the Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, drama. Yes, there's always drama in the city of brotherly love. Woj tweeting this out just before, I think, 11 o'clock Eastern time. Sixers officials and Clutch CEO Rich Paul have progressed in talks over recent days on a resolution to bring All-Star Ben Simmons back to Philadelphia in the near future, sources tell ESPN. Discussions are ongoing. Woj continued by saying this: the plan remains for the Sixers to continue canvassing the league for trades, but the possibility of Simmons reporting to the team has increased in recent days, sources tell ESPN. On top of these tweets, Woj put together an article with some additional reporting saying this, kind of doing a deep dive into this subject matter, which caught a lot of people by surprise, including me. Discussions have gained momentum on All-Star Ben Simmons returning to Philly, likely as soon as this week. Philadelphia management and coach Doc Rivers progressed in talks over the weekend with Simmons' agent, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul, on a resolution. Simmons could soon speak directly with team officials, something he has not done directly since a late August meeting in LA when he reiterated his desire to be traded, sources told ESPN. He has become more open to the possibility of ending his time away from the team and reporting to Philadelphia. A couple weeks ago, even as early as last week, I thought this relationship was so contentious that Simmons was never going to come back to Philly. There were some reports about him clearing out his apartment in Philly. Well, is he moving boxes back in? Only time will tell. Let me ask you this, Sixers fans. Do you think Ben Simmons is going to play for Philadelphia this year? Hop into the comments section, let me know, and sound off on this one because I know the hot takes are brewing for everybody. Type Y for yes, type N for no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video, so if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down and get your votes in. Today's Sixers Now is presented to you by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. If you want to lay down some money on the Philadelphia Eagles, any games across the NFL, or maybe some future NBA bets, you can do so. Chatsports.com/bet. Enter the promo code CHAT125, and you get a 125% deposit bonus. So when you put $100 into your account, you get an additional $125 back. I was taking a look at the NBA MVP odds for this upcoming season. Joel Embiid at plus 700, so 7-1 odds I think is pretty decent value. I think he would have won this award last year if he didn't suffer that knee injury on the road against the Washington Wizards. But you have Luka at 4-1, Steph at 5-1, Giannis coming off the NBA Finals MVP and NBA Championship at 6-1. I kind of like the value of JoJo at plus 700, Kevin Durant right behind him at plus 800. Get those bets in, 125% deposit bonus by going to chatsports.com/bet and enter that promo code CHAT125. So I put together some thoughts of what immediately came to mind when I saw this report from Woj. Cue up the awkwardness, right? Because ever since that playoff series culminated with the Sixers choking against the Atlanta Hawks in that second round, everything got so ugly really, really fast, as early as right after the game when Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid kind of threw Ben Simmons under the bus. And since then, this has become arguably the biggest story in the NBA because Damian Lillard didn't request a trade. Bradley Beal going back to Washington. So everybody's been talking about a potential Ben Simmons trade. And these rumors have been robust as far as the teams that are interested. Toronto Raptors, Minnesota Timberwolves, Indiana Pacers. The list goes on. And it got to the point where Embiid, Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris offered to fly a private jet all the way out to LA to talk to Ben Simmons in hopes that they'd be able to bring him back. Ben Simmons said, nah, I'm good, don't waste your time. And then Joel Embiid said, that's borderline disrespectful for him to not report to training camp because all of us are busting our ass. We think that we have championship potential. We want to get over that hump of not getting out of the second round of the playoffs. We want to get rid of those playoff cobwebs that are in our closet, and Ben Simmons, because he's one of the best defenders in the league, has a place on this team. We'd like to see him back if a trade doesn't come to fruition, but once again, Ben Simmons was too stubborn to even come back. Now he's like, you know what, I'm going to reverse course because I'm thinking that it helps my trade value, because maybe if I do report back, my trade value will increase. I'll be able to get out of here, and the Sixers will be able to get something back. There's also this. There are financial obligations in play here. The Sixers already withheld $8.25 million in salary from Ben Simmons, and I saw a report that if he didn't come back to the team this week, he'd be fined like $1 million per game or for a designated time that he misses. And while Simmons has the bag and has a lot of money, that's a lot of money that you're losing over time. I do think a trade does make sense for both parties. For Ben Simmons, because I don't know if he could come back and deal with the awkwardness with his teammates, the coaching staff, but the fan base has been piling on this dude for a long time. They're like, yo, Ben, we supported you for so long. You have failed to improve upon your game. That's a big reason we haven't been able to make deep runs into the playoffs. And then you don't take ownership or accountability for your failure to get better. That's why we are frustrated with you. So I think a trade would work for both parties. It's a reset moment for Ben Simmons and his career. He could go elsewhere to breathe a little bit, and for the Sixers to turn the page, I think that'd be smart for them as well. Simmons wants the money, can't continue to get fined, and I do think that him reporting to training camp helps his trade value, which again helps him go to another destination to reboot his career, also helps the Sixers as well. Good job by Daryl Morey standing firm on his hill, because we know that Rich Paul of Clutch Sports, his agent, who's also the agent for LeBron James and Anthony Davis, has so much power around the league, and a lot of agents give into that. A lot of general managers give into that, and they just fold because of the power that Rich Paul has. Daryl Morey's like, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time. I've been a wheeler and dealer ever since I've been a front office executive. I just dealt with something similar to this with the James Harden saga a couple years ago. Russell Westbrook, all of the players that we've been wheeling and dealing for. He said, I'm not giving in to Rich Paul, no way. And some people had fun with that on Wikipedia, because this is the Clutch Sports Group Wikipedia page. Check out the owner of Clutch Sports. Yeah, it's Daryl Morey. Daryl owning Rich Paul. I am all here for it. Now, whether or not Simmons reports back to the Sixers, we will see, but they have to move forward without him. And they've played a couple of preseason games already. This was the starting lineup a couple nights ago for Philly, without Ben Simmons, obviously taking part in preseason activities. It was Shake Milton getting the start at point guard, Seth Curry at the 2 guard, Tobias Harris at the 3, Danny Green at the 4, and Joel Embiid at the 5. Tyrese Maxey started the first preseason game, but in this matchup, he came off the bench, and I thought he played really, really well. I'm really interested to see what Doc Rivers is going to do with Maxey. I think, personally, he should be the starting point guard of this basketball team, but if he does come in off the bench, he is a very valuable scorer. He was able to put up 14 points on that back end with Toronto. On the front end of that back-to-back matchup, these were the Sixers starters in that preseason opener. Now, Embiid did not play, nor did Tobias Harris, so the starting lineup was going to be different because of that. Tyrese Maxey did get the start, though. So too did Seth Curry. Danny Green did as well. Georgie Niang got the start at power forward. I kind of like his ability to stretch the floor a little bit. And how about the pleasant surprise that Andre Drummond has been throughout the first couple of preseason games? He's very active on the glass. He'll give you a little bit of a defensive presence down low around the low block. Doesn't do a great job of getting out to the perimeter to guard some of those more athletic big men. But around the rim, he's going to be able to give this team a little something, and he might be an overall upgrade over a guy like Dwight Howard. 19 points against the Raptors. I was impressed by what he did. And then Daryl Morey tweeted out a clip during the blue-white scrimmage of him actually knocking down a 3. I don't think he's going to add that to his arsenal, because he'll probably clench up when there are fans around. Ben Simmons knows all about that. But Andre Drummond could be a good backup center for Embiid, and we know that Embiid is going to miss time either with injury or because of load management. Before I get out of here, I do want to ask you this. Let's say that Ben Simmons doesn't play for Philly this year. Let's say that they don't trade away Tyrese Maxey in that deal. what would your starting lineup be without Ben Simmons? Would it be that first starting lineup that we showed you? Maybe even the second. Give me a starting lineup in the comment section down below. And, of course, subscribe to the channel because now that Sixers basketball is back, I'm a Philly guy. I'm bringing you the latest Sixers news and rumors. Let's continue to grow the fastest growing Sixers channel out there on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button down below or go to youtube.com/76erstv.